And hello, everybody. We are back again with another pay-per-view review here. This time it's WWE BattleGround 2014 here on July 20th. It's me, Tony. Your other host of this night is the Bizarre One, Dave. How you doing tonight, Dave?
Good.
All right. Well, let's just pretty much just jump right into this pay-per-view itself. We'll give our comments during the pay-per-view, and if anybody has any questions or comments, please leave them down below, or if you have any questions in the Q&A box, please. We open up tonight with a 2 out of 3 falls match for the tag team titles. And this match kind of started off slow between the two falls. That first one went to the Wyatt, second one went to the Usos. But the third fall, man, this match was just great. This was definitely, if you could nominate a tag match for Match of the Year, you could definitely name this tag match. It was definitely very good. We saw a superplex off the rope with the Usos getting superplexed by Rowan. I mean, it was just action-packed. What did you think of it, Dave?
I don't know what to really say. I mean, the match was awesome. It was probably one of the best matches I've ever seen the Usos have. I mean, it's like, wow. I mean, the double super kicks were freaking awesome. The double splash to retain the titles. I mean, this match was awesome by far. No offense to the main guys in the main event, but by far this was the match of the night.
Yes, this was the best match on the card, and you can maybe even say this is the best match. This is the only match that was pay-per-view worthy to be on the card. I mean, Luke and Rowan were great. Their facial expressions after near falls or just the moves that they made, they were just great. It looks like the feud is over between these four guys. You would think. Usos going over twice and beating them in a 2 out of 3 falls match. I guess we're going to be moving on to the Ascension maybe for SummerSlam. Stardust and Goldust maybe.
Yeah, I could see doing like a fatal 4-way match or a 3-way match for the tag titles. Make them do like a gauntlet thing or something similar to that. You know, have multiple teams going for the tag titles.
Yeah, but definitely the Usos are very hot right now, and they don't look like they're going to be losing the titles anytime soon because...
Now, I can see them losing the titles at SummerSlam when it means more.
I mean, it's a possibility, but it just seems right now they would have lost it already. They've almost held them for almost 200 days now. Maybe they have them hold them for a year. I don't know. But, yeah, SummerSlam looks like probably the best shot of them losing the title. Like you said, it's the big pay-per-view of the year, means more, but I really thought they were going to lose tonight, and they ended up winning. And it was a really, really good match, and I have nothing else to say. I can't really complain about it other than, like I said, the first two matches, or 2 falls, I guess, were kind of slow. I mean, they were kind of quick, but, I mean, the last fall, that match was really good. The false finishes were really good too.
Yeah.
But we'll move on to a match we were supposed to have next, which was Rollins and Ambrose. But it didn't end up happening because Ambrose was doing a promo backstage. He says when he puts Ambrose out of his own misery, his own misery, his eyes will be glued to the Fatal 4-Way main event. Rollins then holds up the briefcase, and then out of nowhere, Ambrose ends up and attacks Rollins, which then led to security coming out to separate the two, and Triple H kicking Ambrose out of the arena. So, everybody, the commentators, everybody's saying, what about the match? So on and so forth. And then we later on in the night find out that Triple H has indeed kicked Ambrose out of the arena, and there would be no Rollins versus Ambrose match tonight. Your thoughts?
It makes me wonder, though, did Rollins hurt his ankle at all on Monday Night Raw, you know? And if this was just a way to let him rest up to SummerSlam and have a match, or this is how they originally wrote out the storyline to go, it just makes me think about, could he have really tweaked his ankle and the little sword last from Monday Night Raw, or was this just a way to work the storyline? I thought the segment was interesting how they did it when Ambrose got jumped by 3 guys, and none of those guys got thrown out of the building, but he barely touches Seth for 5 minutes, and he gets thrown out.
Well, Triple H did say that this is be a historic night tonight. He didn't want to ruin it, and it seemed like nothing happened after he said that. He made it seem like it was such a big night that something was going to happen.
Or what? I mean, nothing really was historic about the night.
Yeah, nothing, it didn't make sense to me. When he said that, I'm like, okay, we're going to probably see Lesnar, come out at the end of the night or something. And, it just seemed like he made it seem like something big was going to happen, and nothing really happened. What I did was kind of see, I guess it's just my own eyes probably seeing this. Teasing an Ambrose and Triple H match, especially with Triple H getting in Ambrose's face a couple of times.
That'd be interesting.
Maybe instead of seeing Triple H, maybe we get Triple H Ambrose at WrestleMania. I know that's far-fetched. Probably won't happen, but maybe I wouldn't mind it. I think that would be a really good match. But they just kind of seem to tease it a little bit throughout the night. Since that match was kind of canceled, so to speak, we got our next title match of the night, which was AJ Lee versus Paige. And I don't know if this makes any sense at all. It was a sloppy match, but it was still a good match.
I didn't like.
Go ahead, Dave.
I didn't like the finish because it was like kind of odd. Well, Paige almost got her finisher on it to block it. All of a sudden, Shiny Wizard match over 1, 2, 3. I'm like, that's it. I would love to see Paige kick out of AJ's finisher as well. Just to kind of show what type of match they're trying to make it. And I was thinking, okay, Rollins aren't wrestling tonight, so maybe we're going to get a 15-minute Divas match or something like that. Never happened.
Josh is currently watching us. If you can join us, Josh, let me know in the Q&A, and I'll send you an invite. Yeah, it was. I thought personally they were going to give these 2 ladies a little bit more time, and maybe they were, but maybe them 2 messing up quite a bit of during the match, they maybe cut it short, possibly.
Yeah, maybe for the end or something like that,
maybe they're like, let's just end this match before someone maybe gets hurt. I don't know, but Paige did mess up a couple of times. I do feel bad for her because she's probably the number 2 best wrestling diva in the WWE right now. I mean, like on the roster, I know Natalia's there and so forth, but she's not really on Raw or WWE very much, or Raw very much. She's more on like NXT with Tyson Kidd lately. So
it's nice to have a Divas match without it being focused on Total Divas.
Yeah, the only time they really mentioned Total Divas was during the Naomi and Cameron match, which Cameron won, surprisingly.
I think we had a record tonight.
I'm sorry?
We had a record breaker tonight.
And what's that?
It was 40 minutes into the pay-per-view before we heard any mention of the WWE Network. I think that's a record.
Wow. Well, now that free week is over with, they won't be shoving it down our throats. But the whole AJ Lee Paige match was all right. I mean, minus the mess ups and stuff. I do hope these ladies get to face each other again. Josh would like an invite. I hope they give these ladies another match.
Yeah.
They're definitely.
It looked like they're gonna get a rematch.
Yeah. But let's move on from that match.
Commercial is like, WWE SummerSlam returns to LA. When did it leave? It's been in the past 5 years, it seems like.
Yeah, seriously.
Switch it up.
I totally agree with you. Next, we got the Jack Swagger and Rusev match, and they did not drop the Putin act. They still kept it.
She even mentioned about the plane. She didn't say the plane shot down itself, but she hinted towards it. Like, this is Vince McMahon written all over it. I mean, she just said, "You want to blame us for this, but you guys want to continue with the war." And I was like, "Wow." I mean, that was. I just go by what No DQ reported, so they said they were gonna drop it. But
and the funny thing is, I saw a couple of people on here offended, and those are the type of people that want the Attitude Era back, and all that kind of stuff.
then they would have been the Iron Sheik.
And they're offended by that. I mean, seriously. I mean, they're not going to keep that. They're not going to drop it because they realize the heat that gimmick is gonna give them. And I believe we have Josh joining us.
Yes, you do. You have me. Disclaimer, I have not had anything spoiled. I have not even seen the show yet. I was out and about. So I can give you only my opinions, not thoughts on the match.
Okay.
That's about it.
This pay-per-view isn't the best pay-per-view so far of the year, but we're just rolling through the matches right now. We're at the Rusev and Jack Swagger match currently. And this match ended up in a count-out between the two, which is looking like it's going to be continuing the feud between these two guys heading into SummerSlam, which kind of makes sense since it's their big pay-per-view. Dave, what did you think of the whole match itself? Sorry, Dave?
Rusev rolled through. Jack Swagger got knocked out. That's how he got counted out. So it was so hard because I could even see Rusev losing at SummerSlam.
No.
I don't know, because you have the American lose at BattleGround and then have him come back to win at SummerSlam. To finally shut up Rusev.
I think he just won. They just won that way because they want to continue the feud, and you don't want to have Rusev take any kind of loss, even if it's a double countout. You don't want him to have any kind of.
He already lost technically to Roman Reigns on SmackDown a week or so ago.
But that's DQ. That's different.
Yeah, and I think this was.
Go ahead.
I mean, it doesn't really hurt anybody. It doesn't even hurt Swagger that he lost. It just continues the feud between the two. And you're definitely going to... This feud is not over. He didn't even win clean. It was a count-out. And Swagger was beating up Rusev pretty much the whole entire match.
This was by far Rusev's best match on a pay-per-view since he's been there.
Well, he actually had a...
Second match on a pay-per-view? No, third match on pay-per-view.
He actually had a quality opponent this time.
Yeah.
So...
He's not that bad.
Oh, give me a break. He is no Jack Swagger.
Oh,
No. If you look at it between Biggie and Jack Swagger, Biggie, you're limited because there's like these two big dudes. I don't know if Biggie and Rusev know how to interpret the crowd. I don't know if they've done it long enough to interpret the crowd yet. Swagger's at least to that point where you can at least have an idea of how to get the crowd into the match. And plus, you can be more creative with Swagger because he's a big guy. He's bigger than Langston, height-wise. He's also a big guy. He's more flexible in the ring, too, than Langston is. Then you got Rusev, who can just fly around, so they complement each other well.
Yeah, and it doesn't hurt that one's Russian and one's USA.
Well, when you throw that into the mix, it's perfect.
Yeah.
We've been saying this for how long with Coulter and Lana?
Yeah.
Like, how long have we been saying this, and it's happening, so it's good.
Okay, let's get to the... Okay, go ahead, Dave. Sorry.
I was just saying that I think that's what makes it so better. People want to see this so bad. They want to see this feud.
Yeah, everybody wants to see Swagger win, but it's not going to happen.
I also hope that they give Lana good security at these events because what's actually happening in the real world is kind of big right now.
Oh, definitely. I'm sure they got her covered. But let's move on to the next supposedly match that was supposed to happen, which was between Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. You still got you, Dave? You there? Okay. Um, Seth Rollins comes down to the ring, pretty much says, I want my hand raised, I want my name called as the winner by forfeit, since Ambrose has been kicked out of the arena. Seth Rollins is then announced the winner, and out of nowhere comes Dean Ambrose, and they just ended up beating each other up. Security comes down. They break away from security. They go at it again. They did this about 3 or 4 times. Triple H ends up coming out, getting in Ambrose's face again for the second time of the night, which I'm thinking a match has got to happen soon. I just have a feeling. Yeah, and they separate the two again, so the match does not happen, but tease another match probably down the line at SummerSlam. Did you enjoy the segment, Dave, or did you just feel like this could have belonged on Raw?
It's like we talked before, Josh. This seemed like there. This seemed kind of like a Raw battleground.
I can barely hear you.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
It seemed like a Raw battleground. Or how's that?
Alright, that's a lot better.
Yeah, it kind of seemed like a Raw battleground. I mean, the stuff was. They almost had to do that because you basically took away your advertised match. You had to get some kind of brawl to go to.
Yes, it made sense to have these two brawl, and I liked it a lot. And it's pretty much building more to the feud that is going to happen at SummerSlam. I mean, Seth Rollins ends up leaving the arena, is going into his car, and who's in his car trunk? It's Dean Ambrose. Comes out of the trunk of the car, and they go at it again. So I don't see a match between these two happening anytime soon until SummerSlam. They're not going to touch each other. You're just going to keep seeing each other beat each other up until the actual match. And my thing is it going to be for the Money in the Bank briefcase?
No, because, like, why would the Authority let that put their guy in that scenario? Like, you know what, we're going to put you against Ambrose. We know you're plan B, but let's put your briefcase on the line in this match.
Yeah.
Does that make any sense at all?
No. What if they put Dean... Another thing, maybe putting Dean Ambrose in some type of gauntlet or something to where if he wins some type of match, he gets that briefcase shot. But I don't even think the briefcase shot is even in Dean Ambrose's mind. I just think he wants his hands on Ambrose. And when he finally does, on Rollins. And when this match actually happens on SummerSlam, it's going to be a huge deal, I think. They're actually going to play this. I think they're playing up this match like they're playing up a main event to a pay-per-view.
What did I say last time I was on this? It's the hottest thing in wrestling right now.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
100%.
People want to see Ambrose beat the living shit out of Rollins. And people want to see Rollins prove that he wasn't the weak link of the Shield. So people are invested on both sides.
Yeah, I think Ambrose went to SummerSlam too now.
Well, he has to.
Yeah, I know, because Rollins got his fake victory tonight.
Because, think about it, Reigns is the main event guy. He's the next guy after Cena. He's fine. Yeah, Rollins, Mr. Money in the Bank. What's Ambrose doing? He has to win.
Yeah, Rollins always has something to fall back on. So let's get to the match that was highly anticipated by all three of us, but just was a letdown on the pay-per-view, which was Chris Jericho and Bray Wyatt. This match was just not what it seemed to be. It didn't seem to have, the timing wasn't very good. It seemed like the chemistry of them two was not good. And then Jericho wins, which I understand they want to build it up to probably a rematch at SummerSlam and have Bray Wyatt go over then. But this man lost to Fandango at WrestleMania, and then you're going to have Bray Wyatt lose clean on BattleGround? I mean, seriously?
it made sense in a way. I didn't think about it then, but when I watched it, because to have Jericho beat him at BattleGround, it doesn't mean anything. To have Bray Wyatt beat Jericho at SummerSlam, it means a lot more because it's one of their bigger pay-per-views.
I mean, I did like the way they played it up as Jericho being the underdog and how this was an upset. I did like that. I liked how they played that off. I liked how they made Bray Wyatt seem like he was the better man. I like that.
Yeah, but you look at their credentials, I mean, there's no contest. Bray Wyatt should have been the underdog, but I understand because of the Wyatt family thing, they did it like that.
Go ahead, Josh. You got something to say now?
Well, if you look at it, if it's an actual fight, Jericho is the underdog in an actual fight because he's smaller, Wyatt's bigger. I think Wyatt's also quicker than him and younger, so that helps out. So I think in that sense, Jericho is the underdog. But I do believe that Wyatt should have won this one. Like, what point is it to have this guy who you're trying to build up? He's getting there. He's getting there pretty quickly with this gimmick. I'm surprised by that, by how quickly it is. And just have this guy, like Tony said, that lost to Fandango at WrestleMania. Who has Fandango beat? Yeah, he comes in after missing, like, what, almost a year, and beats Bray Wyatt? No, you just can't let that happen.
I mean, I mean, if Jericho would have won by like a DQ or a count out or some kind of stuff like that, I wouldn't have cared so much. But he won clean. Like, he did a finisher and beat him clean. That's my problem. That's my problem.
With Bray Wyatt, he used the, oh, it's not about if he wins or loses, it's about the result. People can understand that. That's pretty good for you.
Yeah, you could play it like Jericho fired the first shot, and then this feud continues over the next month or so.
This feud's not over with because this reminds me of the Cena feud with Bray Wyatt. But this time I think Bray Wyatt, comes out the victorious guy. But instead of him losing to Cena back-to-back pay-per-views.
I wonder if him being on the cover really kind of made you think, oh, Bray Wyatt's going to win, so let's have everyone thinks he's going to win. Let's have Jericho win.
Go ahead, Josh.
But get this. Wyatt goes from, no disrespect to Jericho, he's awesome. He's an icon. But you go from going against the face of the company to contending for the championship at Money in the Bank to Jericho, who lost to Fandango at WrestleMania, and that was basically, like, who has Jericho beat since that?
Jericho was basically the guy that lost to everybody. And
yeah, he's now that guy. But it's a good reason why, because it's the young talent he's doing it for. That's a good reason.
Let's just move on because we could go at this for hours. But next,
I was just saying, Jericho has put over the young talent.
I mean, Jericho has done more than what is expected of Chris Jericho. But my gripe is that Chris Jericho comes back 2 weeks ago, or maybe 3 weeks ago, and already beats Bray Wyatt in a pay-per-view match. Yes, it's BattleGround. Yes, I understand that. And I wouldn't have, like I said, I wouldn't have minded if he won by DQ. If the Wyatt family just got involved, I wouldn't have minded that. But having him win clean was my problem. That's my problem. It looks, in my eyes, that made Bray Wyatt look kind of weak.
Yeah, the Wyatt family tonight all lost. I mean, that really kind of hurt the family a little bit.
I'm really concerned that if they might have the family turn on Wyatt here in the next 5 months, I really hope that's not what's going to happen. But I feel like Harper's starting to grow out of Rowan. Like, he's starting to drift apart because I think Rowan got pinned twice in the 2 out of 3 falls. Like, I don't think Harper got pinned on both of them, right?
Harper was the one who lost the last fall.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
But if you look at everything else, you see Rowan's the guy that keeps on getting pinned to lose, and Harper's the one that keeps on getting the pin victories.
Harper's definitely the one who shines out of the two, without a doubt.
Yeah.
He could definitely
I'm
be the
really
one who can
concerned.
handle himself as a singles wrestler.
Yeah, so I'm really concerned that they're gonna break up that little group. Just have Bray and Rowan.
Yeah, it should be interesting to see where they go. I hope they don't do that. I
Yeah,
hope I don't.
better not do that. I really don't think it's a good idea.
Let's just jump into this. Go ahead, Dave. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think Bray Wyatt, no matter what, if he's in a group or not, he's gonna be awesome. So it doesn't really matter.
But the gimmick has to have him have a following. So if he doesn't have a following, how is it believable?
He could use the universe as his following instead of having guys.
I like that.
How they could work.
Because like the only thing that we got right now is the lights we see when he enters.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Like how else can they show? They did something creative with the little kid. That scared the crap out of me when they did that. But other than that, how can you show?
Well, the crowd still sings that song during his matches. And you're kind of showing that it's his little home that he has.
Well, it all depends on where they go. And like I said, it wasn't the greatest match. Jericho gets the victory. I continue this feud. I'm gonna assume. But let's get to the letdown of the night, which was this battle royal. Not because of the battle royal itself, but who won the fucking battle royal. Let's just mention some of the names that were in this battle royal. We had Cesaro, who seems to have lost his push. Didn't even have Heyman. It looks like since Lesnar is supposedly coming back, it looks like Cesaro's kind of put on the back burner for Heyman. Anyways, we had Cesaro, Alberto Del Rio, R-Truth, Ryback, Axel, Big E, Zack Ryder, Titus O'Neil, Damian Sandow, Heath Slater, who got a nice little pop, who needs to change his theme song because he's no longer a three-man band. I'm sorry. Diego, Sin Cara, Xavier Woods, The Great Khali, Kofi Kingston, Mr. Bo Dallas, Dolph Ziggler, Miz, and Sheamus.
Oh, the Miz was in the Battle Royal? I didn't see him in it.
The Miz ends up winning the goddamn Battle Royal.
All I know is going to happen.
He pussied his way out of winning this match by hiding outside the ring 90% of the time. Dolph Ziggler and Sheamus were the last two in. Ziggler eliminates Sheamus, then brings in the Miz, and Miz eliminates Ziggler.
You could see that coming, Tony.
Yeah, definitely could see that coming. The only positive out of this is maybe Ziggler being in a title feud with The Miz. I understand why they give it to The Miz right now because he's probably the most hated WWE superstar in the WWE other than John Cena.
No, I actually think he's more hated.
He has that Hollywood-like gimmick going right now. I don't know. I was hoping Bo Dallas wins. And we get The Miz. Your thoughts, Josh and Dave?
Well, I definitely think that The Miz should not have won. I thought Bo Dallas would have been the best choice, honestly, because how else could you get that gimmick over with believe? See, I believe in myself. I conquered these 19 other superstars. I conquered a 7'4" giant, the Irish fighting man, and Hollywood's hottest star. And I became the new IC champion because I believe.
Yep, and now we have The Miz at, I just don't understand. I mean,
I would understand Sheamus. I'm sorry, but I would understand Sheamus because people have been saying U.S. and Intercontinental title unification. I would understand that. I would have understood Cesaro. I would have understood Dolph Ziggler because he needs it. Who else was in the match?
Too many people.
Yeah, but I could understand those three guys.
I'm so sick of these matches.
But it's just, why Miz? And you know how one of our viewers feels about this. He's probably pissing himself with joy.
I don't really give a shit what he thinks. He can stop watching this show. I wouldn't give a fuck, honestly. I don't care what he has to say. Anyway,
Who's first?
this match. I mean, I just don't understand why have this guy win when Bo Dallas is definitely the most over guy on the show on Raw right now.
More over than Ziggler right now?
Well, yeah, I guess yeah, Ziggler too. I mean, yeah, that would have been nice to see Ziggler win. You know what? Hell, I wish Ziggler would have won. I mean, shit. Just I was hoping that Dolph would have saw him come in and then eliminate him, but it didn't happen.
Right, that's the only reason.
But he has Summer Rae and Layla, so that's kind of unfair.
Right?
He's already a champion.
But yeah, Miz wins the championship, and we don't know where this is gonna go from here. But let's just move on to the main event of the night, which is Roman Reigns. Go ahead, Dave.
I have a big problem with what Michael Cole said at the beginning of this match. He said John Cena is the greatest world champion of all time.
Okay, he didn't know about Bruno Sammartino then.
It was just like he said this twice already that John Cena, in his opinion, is the greatest WWE champion ever.
I'm sorry, who said this? I need to double check this person. Michael Cole. You mean the greatest announcer in the history of wrestling?
No, I said
I
Michael
can
Cole.
care less. I don't care what Michael Cole's opinion on of a damn who he thinks is the greatest champion of all time.
Slap in the face to Bruno, Ric Flair, Hulk
He
Hogan.
probably just said that to himself to say that just to pump up the fans towards John Cena. Everybody knows nobody thinks that.
Big in wrestling history.
You know, maybe you could probably say John Cena is probably the hardest worker, meaning like the stuff he does outside of the WWE. But you know,
Polarizing.
with Make-A-Wish and all that stuff he does outside of WWE, I'll give you that. But he's definitely not the greatest champion, greatest wrestler, greatest WWE superstar wrestler, anything you want to say, ever. That's not him.
He's the most polarizing. I'll say that.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, if I'm going controversial, it's Goldust.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to say, if you want to say who's everybody's little kid's hero, of course they're gonna say John Cena. And I wouldn't say, if you want your kid to grow up as someone or be a role model, John Cena's probably your man.
Yeah.
But he's definitely not. He's definitely not a world champ, the best world champion in history. No way, no way, no how. Not even close. Not top 10. Not top 20. Not even probably top 50.
I'll give John Cena top 10.
Top 10. I'll give him maybe top. Okay, I maybe went too far. I'll give him top 15. Top
10. But then after that, I gotta actually dissect each person.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to rate where guys are on the list because of the time periods and the different eras. And also it's kind of like it's everybody's own opinion, and some people have favorites other than the others. Josh is more of an edge guy.
Yeah.
He might have edge over Punk, or edge over Hogan, or edge over say whoever. And I may not have edge in my top 20, but I mean, I'm just saying that's not true. That's not true. But some people are like that. It's all about opinions. It's all about opinions, and some people may have edge top 3. Some people may have edge top 10. It all depends on an opinion. Punk, same thing. Same thing with Hogan. Same thing with Cena, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels. Some people think Bret Hart's the best world champion ever. I don't. And some people think Shawn Michaels is, and that's my opinion. That yes, I do, but of course that's me being biased because he's my favorite wrestler. It's just hard to judge that, in my opinion. You gotta have like if a JR like a Jim Ross, I would respect his opinion. Like if he came out with a top 10, I think I would respect what he had to say. Because
Yeah.
I don't think he's biased towards anybody. I think he says what he wants to say.
But if he
So we
says,
just
I'm going to disrespect his opinion on that one.
yeah. But anyways, we went on a whole different tangent there. Let's get into this main event, which was Roman Reigns, John Cena, Kane, and Randy Orton. This match kind of was a letdown again. It kind of went through the motions. I mean, we got a nice little superplex kind of match. I mean, the same kind of stuff you see in a fatal four-way match. I still think Roman Reigns has the best spear in the WWE. I think he has the best spear ever, in my opinion.
Yeah, it goes Reigns, Berga, and Edge, in my opinion.
I just think when Reigns to me, other than maybe John Cena, and that's because it's John Cena, has pulled off a spear impressive every time I've seen it. It looks like he just hits you so goddamn hard. I like the Superman punch.
I like that kick.
I really don't. And I heard someone tweeted out earlier, and I couldn't disagree with him more about saying that of the four people in the ring, John Cena is the one who's the best wrestler out of the four. And I couldn't disagree any more than that.
What did they tweet?
That John Cena was the best wrestler out of the four.
How old was he?
Better than Orton? I say Orton's a better wrestler than Cena.
I think Randy Orton is the best wrestler out of the four. I mean, hands down. I mean, I understand. What's the gripe about Randy Orton that you would say that?
He's a cowardly heel character, and he's been around for so long that's why.
I'm assuming maybe he's tired of Randy Orton. Maybe he's tired of seeing him on his TV. Maybe he's tired of seeing him in the main events. Sure, I get that. But saying that he's not a better wrestler than John Cena is kind of I don't even know what the right word for it is. It's like
saying John Cena's the greatest.
That's disrespecting Randy Orton, in my opinion. That's just a total disrespect to Randy Orton. He maybe the guy who tweeted that needs to go back and watch some Randy Orton matches. Back when maybe when he faced Cactus Jack.
Ooh.
You know, maybe when he faced The Undertaker at WrestleMania.
Oh, I still watch that one.
I mean, seriously, dude, that's just disrespecting Randy Orton. Anyways, I did not like the finish of this match, where the finish was almost the exact same finish of Money in the Bank. I did not care for that. He does the FU onto Kane again, and he pins Kane. I mean, it just...
Wouldn't it make more sense to FU Kane onto Orton?
Yeah.
Because that's a bigger body.
Yeah. And I
land on someone that cushioned my fall. I'm out for 3.
Kind of
crushed my chest.
What kind of broke my heart too was I was really, really, really hoping for a Brock Lesnar appearance at their match, and during the damn match, I believe Paul Heyman tweeted out on a plane, getting Plan C if necessary, and then I'm just like, damn it, that means we're not gonna see Brock tonight. But then that makes Raw kind of must see now, because you're gonna want to watch to see if Brock Lesnar is on Raw. And it's looking like he will be. To most likely challenge John Cena for the world title at SummerSlam. Are you guys excited for that potential match?
No.
No, because it's John Cena, or no, because you just don't want to see the match?
Because there's going to be an unbelievable factor in that one. Because say Lesnar wins, which I'm hoping he does, because I believe this is going to happen. You're not going to believe that Rollins can come out and cash in on him, are you?
Definitely not. I'm thinking that
and if he does, and Lesnar, what's that going to say about Lesnar?
Could Lesnar winning the title and possibly being behind Triple H's authority? Maybe. because he is going to be part of the plan. Could this be a slow turn around for Rollins to become a face? Because he's getting kind of set behind because of Lesnar. Because Triple H isn't going to want Rollins to cash in the Money in the Bank now that Lesnar's the champ. You know, maybe... And if I'm Rollins, I'm going to be offended that, you know, he just basically is throwing Rollins aside because he was plan B, and now he's going with a different route, saying that plan B, he doesn't believe in plan B anymore. And it all depends on how that Ambrose and Rollins feud plays out.
Yeah, they could have that going for the next couple months. Rollins.
Yeah, and I really think that Lesnar wins the title, and I think Lesnar's going to be your champion till WrestleMania.
I don't think till WrestleMania.
Till WrestleMania.
No, there's no way it's till WrestleMania. I'll give it Royal Rumble.
WrestleMania. Roman Reigns, Lesnar, WrestleMania.
No!
I can't see Brock Lesnar being full time, at least once a month.
He's not going to be full time. Just because he's champion doesn't mean he has to be on Raw. And,
okay,
and
remember
Lesnar...
the period when Rock was WWE champion recently? I hated that period.
Yeah, I did too.
But see, with Lesnar being behind Triple H, I'm speculating. You know, I'm assuming he's going to be behind Triple H. Triple H may give him nights off. Triple H may say, you know, since he's part of the authority, Lesnar doesn't have to perform, doesn't have to be here. And you know, nobody has anything. They can't do anything about it. Unless Roman Reigns comes to the rescue. Roman Reigns is already over. He's over as hell. He's gonna win the Royal Rumble.
Okay.
Without a doubt. Unless they go, the only way. Let me just say this: the only fucking way, it's not Reigns and Lesnar. If it's Rock and Reigns, and that's the only way I see WrestleMania.
Right now, your timeline requires you for Roman Reigns to face Triple H by Royal Rumble.
Triple H and Reigns is gonna happen next month.
No.
Yes.
No, he has to get Orton first. Then.
I just had that feeling.
Yeah.
I mean, Orton makes sense.
Because
But
think
I
about
think-
Orton
I
versus Reigns at SummerSlam, and then have it brew to Royal Rumble, because Triple H will be dodging him, and like have people crave it. Then we get it. Like people were going nuts when Reigns speared Kane. It was Triple H and Reigns having that face-off.
Okay. I agree with you on that, but from now to SummerSlam is almost a month. They can build a Triple H and Reigns feud
No.
in a month.
I'm gonna listen. But
But I don't understand. You gotta have Reigns in the Royal Rumble.
you can have him be the 20-something entrance.
But then he's gonna look like goddamn John Cena. You want him to beat Triple H and one night
this year?
What? Sorry.
He eliminated 12 people.
I understand that, but that's when he just like first came into the ring and he started eliminating people. But my thing is, you want him in the same night beat Triple H and then compete in the Royal Rumble and win it. You're making him look like a Superman, and I don't think people are gonna make it. It's not gonna look believable. I mean, at least with the Daniel Bryan situation, it was the first match of the night, and then a 4-hour pay-per-view, and then also in the main event match, Daniel Bryan got destroyed, and then came out on top at the end.
So Superman.
In a way, yes, kind of, but Roman Reigns beating beating Triple H, the guy that buries guys daily. Like, you know what I mean? You know how huge in WWE or wrestling or IWC terms, beating Triple H is a huge deal. Because that means you're over with the company. Or at least over with him. That's like already putting the title on Roman Reigns' waist if he wins against Triple H in the battle in the Royal Rumble.
Would this
Wouldn't you
be
think?
Roman's first? If he faces Triple H next month, wouldn't this be Roman's first one-on-one match, really?
Well, yeah, other than like on SmackDown and stuff. And like this, and like I said, I'm sorry, like I said in the last couple of videos, a lot of people's 6-month subscription is coming up, and they really want these next pay-per-views coming up. I thought this pay-per-view for sure, definitely, but it was a letdown. These next couple of pay-per-views, they're gonna make it stacked. They're gonna have heavy pay-per-views, like with SummerSlam and Night of Champions, and I can definitely see. I could definitely see Lesnar, John Cena, Reigns and Triple H, and Ambrose and Rollins.
What if they made that a tag match?
What?
Reigns and Triple H versus Ambrose or Rollins and Triple H versus Ambrose and
Okay, if you're gonna say Reigns, Triple H versus Rollins, Ambrose, good luck with that, buddy. First off, booking wise. Okay, how are we gonna write this down? We got two guys at each. Are you gonna team up against each other? One's more he's gonna rearrange his mouth to someone's ear. So, like, how are you gonna work that?
Nobody wants. They want a one-on-one match, and SummerSlam is the ideal pay-per-view for them to finally have their match. I mean, to me it looks like this is my opinion on the card next month, and I could be 100% wrong. Okay, we got main event Cena Lesnar, co-main event Triple H Reigns, Rollins Ambrose, Kane, and fucking Randy Orton.
what?
Because they went at it tonight.
Did you say
I'm
that
sorry?
in the Elimination Chamber?
Say it over again.
Did you say that was going to be in the Elimination Chamber?
No, that's gonna be the card for next month's pay-per-view, in my opinion.
I hope you're wrong on one of those matches.
And then you got the Usos in a tag match, and then the IC match, Rusev match. I really think that we're gonna see Kane and Randy Orton. I don't want to see that match. Maybe we see it tomorrow night on Raw, hopefully. And then yeah, Cena's a champ, and the sky is blue. What else is different?
The sun will set tomorrow.
Yeah, in my opinion, BattleGround. Yes, I only paid $10 a month for the WWE Network, but it was just it wasn't good. I can more than guarantee you this: that Destination X is going to be better than BattleGround. You don't have to already say it or put it on Twitter. We already know that it's going to be better than BattleGround. And yes, that you're getting it for free. Yes, we know. But
We're marketing TNA.
definitely Raw was tonight, and tomorrow night hopefully will be BattleGround. I don't know. I just didn't care for the pay-per-view. Raw looks like it's going to be kind of like a must-watch, definitely with Lesnar possibly being on the show. No John Cena because he's going to be filming a movie. Yeah, that's about it. Any last thoughts before we end this video for tomorrow night's Raw review? Dave, Josh?
It was fun.
I gotta make a list of the top 10 world champions of all time. Like, I just gotta.
Non-bias opinion. Non-bias.
I will say this: Edge is in my top 10, but he's not in my top 5.
Edge is definitely in my top 10 too.
How do you
I
rate
think he's
the
anything.
World Championship? Or do you rate by the reign?
I rate the quality of the reign. Like, say, Kevin Nash, he had a year-long reign. like that's a long reign in the '90s. But what was the value on that reign? So I'm not gonna put him up there.
The Kurt Angle reign,
But
the year champion.
but Cena had a 1-year reign that was pretty epic too. So I value that over Kevin Nash's. But then you got Mick Foley's 3-day reign versus Hulk Hogan's 1 and 2-year reign. I think Mick's 3-day reign was more precious than Hogan's 2-year reign.
Well, it's different times too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had to take a bunch of places in there. But in the end,
maybe if you can join us next week on Wrestling Talk Sunday, episode number 3, you can give us your little opinions on who you think is the top 10 world champions, and we can comment and give our opinions on that. That'd be nice.
That's a tough
I'll
one.
make my top 10. You guys can call me nuts. How about that?
Well, we'll find out. Hopefully you can join us next Sunday for Wrestling Talk Sunday, episode 3. Dave and I will be back tomorrow night with a Raw review. Maybe if Josh can surprise us with his appearance. If not, it'll just be us two. And then definitely won't have Josh on Thursday night when we give our thoughts on Destination X. The review on that on Thursday night. And then we'll be back on Sunday afternoon to give our thoughts on anything wrestling-wise that happened during the week, breaking news, any kind of news at all, we will be covering on Sunday. Any last thoughts before we end this video, guys?
No, I guess not. It was fun. The video was more fun than the battleground.
Yes, definitely. That's for sure. And I will be leaving our Twitter handles down below, so please follow any of us and comment and subscribe. And we appreciate anybody who watches and making our Wrestling Talk Sunday episodes kind of a success. I didn't think we would get so many views on them. And we really appreciate it. Hope to see you guys tomorrow night. Peace!